Hello, good evening. It's Friday. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. And let's face it, it's not been a bad week, has it, to be an Arsenal fan? Not only are the men scoring hundreds and hundreds of goals, the women have won the North London Derby. We're through to the Continental Cup final for the second year in a row. And of course, we have got a big game coming up next week. This time next week, we won't be here. No. We'll be watching the game, won't we? Chelsea against Arsenal from Stamford Bridge. So it's a big week. It's been a big week. We are going to look back on it, and it is all coming up the other side of this. And it's a more normal show tonight, isn't it? We have got Andreas and Amar with us. It's back to normal, isn't it? After last week's solo show, but it's all good stuff. Andreas, good to see you again.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear?
Andreas, can you hear us?
I think he's focusing on his settings, but yeah.
Looks like Andreas has got a few sound issues, but I'm sure he'll get that sorted. Amar, good to see you. We can't see you.
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
Yeah,
I'm outside, mate. I'm outside. I'm going back in my hotel room in a minute, mate. Yeah, I'll be back in shortly. Just having my room clean.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah, it's nice. Not right for some, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a bit of an echo going on as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know what that is, but hopefully I'll sort it out.
Yeah, we seem to have maybe, I think Andreas has got a few sound issues going on.
Yeah.
And we're probably getting some echo, aren't we? We seem to have maybe, Andreas has got a few sound issues going on.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but
probably getting some echo, aren't we?
Maybe we need to restart.
We can't do it like this.
We'll come back.
Can you hear us, Andreas?
We'll come back.
I think Andreas seems to have some problems there, some sound problems. Sorry about that. Obviously, there's a lot of echo and feedback. It does seem as though it was Andreas, because obviously Amar dropped out and we could still hear it. We can't hear it now. So it looks like Andreas has got a few sound problems there. Let's see if we're getting back in, see if it's better now. So it looks like Andreas has got a few sound problems there. Let's see if we're getting back in, see if it's better now. So it looks like Andreas has got a few sound problems there. Let's see if we're getting back in, see if it's better. If you can hear us, Andreas, drop out and come back in. Now there's something going on there. Obviously, it's on a. It looks like more of an internet issue because it seems like it's on a delay. Anyway, Amar will come back in a minute as well, and we'll get going. It's we can go through some comments. So we've got some comments already. Dan's with us. How do my friend? Good evening. Am I the only one here? Well, you're not the only one here now. We're here and ready. Greg says, evening, ready for the Steiner show. Yeah, well, hopefully we're going to talk about Steiner. Obviously, of course we are. It was the Steiner show the other night, wasn't it? Absolutely. Of course, Terry's with us. We wouldn't be a show about Terry, would it? And we always enjoy Terry's company. Terry says, evening, Richard, International Man and Mystery, and that's 8 o'clock, Amar. Gunnar Dan says, oh, damn, 8 o'clock is early. Yeah, well, it's different time over there, isn't it? We'll have to find out what the time is in a minute when we're getting back on. So we'll see. Right, Andreas is back. Shall we see if Andreas' sound is working for us now? Ah, this sounds better. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can see you. But I can hear you only my mobile. I can see you. But I can hear you only my mobile.
Oh,
can you hear me?
We can, but it's on a delay. There's an echo.
Can you hear me?
We can, but it's on a delay.
Yeah.
It's not working too well, is it? it's not working too well there, is it, tonight? We're having a few problems. So I just said we had a proper show for you, a normal show, and it turns out we haven't got a normal show so far because we've got a few sound issues. But it is obviously Andreas is having some internet issues there. We've got Amar back anyway, so let's see. Amar's all right. It wasn't you, Amar. It's Andreas.
Yeah. I know. It's unfortunate. Yeah. All right.
It is. I'm sure he'll get it sorted, and he can get cracking in a minute. But let's get going anyway because it's we're getting out in time. We've got Bootsy says hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So there's only really one place we can start, isn't it? We're going to rewind last weekend and a North London derby at the Emirates, and it wasn't too bad, was it? Of course, North London is red. What other colour would it be? It's been red for quite a long time, and it's probably never going to change, is it? So it was maybe not as comfortable a victory as it could have been with the opportunities that we had, especially in the first half. And in the end, we were slightly hanging on in the last 5 or 10 minutes where maybe we shouldn't have been because we should have been out of sight and it should have been done and dusted. But in a way, that's kind of sums up a lot of our season, doesn't it? We play well, we create chances, we don't really put them away, and then sometimes we've been made to pay in other games, but this time we wasn't. We did the job, and overall it was a good game. It was a good Arsenal performance, and of course it was Leslie with the goal. We've said she doesn't maybe score enough, but in the important games she's come up trumps again. She scored a couple against Chelsea. She's got the winner against Spurs, and it was a good performance from her and the whole team, wasn't it? What did you make of the game? Did you get a chance to watch it over there, Emma?
Nah, unfortunately I didn't. It was just too early for me. It was 8:30 in the morning. I was having my breakfast. But no, I did follow as you went along. And I did watch the highlights briefly afterwards. But from what I saw, we did restrict them to only half chances at best. Can't remember, was it Jess Naz who had the shot which Manu tipped onto the bar? A really good save. And I thought handling overall was really good. We've been criticised often in the past by us on the show, no less, for her handling. And in the end, I think she did really well. She looked solid. And ultimately, we did have 1 or 2 chances. It could have been more clinical, but it's good to have a clean sheet, and it's back-to-back clean sheets for the first time since November. So no, that was really good. Let's see, it's starting to become more of a threat. It was a lovely ball in from Kim to set up Beth. Okay, it was a bit fortunate the way Leigh fell to Leslie, but she's not missing out from there. And all those quality players just need one moment to unlock that low block, which we struggled with so often this season. So that's ultimately what proved decisive. And maybe if we can be as solid as that going forward, it's a good sign ultimately.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of wanted, I want Leslie to be in those positions more often inside the 6-yard box, because if you're there, the ball often falls there, and you can get a few more goals just by being in that position a bit more. So that was good to see. And she wasn't going to miss, obviously, open goal, put it away nicely, and it was what we needed as well, because it was getting a bit frustrating, wasn't it? The first half, we on top couldn't score, and then luckily the early second half goal. Andreas is back with us. Let's see if he sorted his sound issues out. Let's hope.
Hello, Andreas.
Can you hear us, Andreas?
Hello, can you hear us? No, he's still looking. Same.
It's still not working. Andreas is still not working. Not sure what's.
He's looking at his phone to message. Yeah, I think he's looking.
It's still not working. No. Not sure what's.
He's looking at his phone to message. Yeah, I think.
I think that's where the echoes come from. When Andreas has got his phone on, he's got 2 connections, so that's why we're getting that echo, and that's why it's echoing. Yeah. You can't log in two things at the same time. That's what happens. But we'll get it sorted. I'm sure we will. I think Andreas just needs to reboot his internet, perhaps, and get going. He had 1 or 2 internet issues before, hasn't he? And they've kind of got solved. So let's hope tonight that we can get this sorted. But no, it was great to see Leslie in that position. And I say, I want to see her when she's playing as the number 9, as the centre forward. I want to see her in those positions a lot more often. It's not a natural game, I don't think. She likes to be deeper. She likes to drop wide, and she can do great work. But as when she's playing as the number 9, I think we need her to be there more often. And if she's there, she will score more goals because she can finish and she knows what she's doing. But I think that's quite important, isn't it, Amar? That when she's on the pitch playing in number 9, to get into those areas of the pitch a lot more often.
Yeah, and the positioning as anyone is always key. If you're right place, right time, you're more often not going to get those chances and gobble them up. You're starting to show that as you're proving the work, as I said. And it's a good dilemma, as I said so often this season, for the coach to have. Do you play up front with when you see what Kim is an automatic start every game when he plays those kinds of passes into Beth and creates those chances for Leslie. It's important that now she gets a good consistency. It was always going to be difficult moving from Manchester United, which was a machine. It was rather the focal point of what at times was maybe considered not as powerful as attackers we have at Arsenal now. But now it's never easy in the first season. But to score 6 goals, I think she's done well. Deserves some credit. There's a lot of hype around a price tag and all that, and well, I'm not having it. I think in the end, you see, Jonas is starting to finally get the best out of her. And as you say, positioning is key for any striker to do well. Just make sure they always make those runs and they're able to finish those off. And that's a good sign going forward. Hopefully it'll continue for the rest of the season because, there's some massive games coming up. We've got the title race we're still just about in, and then, of course, the Conti Cup final. As long as we can continue making those runs and feeding off of the excellent service she's getting, it's a good sign going forward.
Absolutely, yeah, that's what we want to see. We want to see her scoring, we want to see everyone scoring. Right, Andreas is back just on his phone now. Let's see if this solves the problem. You hear us now?
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Is he in now?
No,
hello.
now I can hear you.
There we go. Yeah, you can hear.
Only
you can't hear on your PC. Are you on your phone? Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, you can see you at least.
Can you hear me too?
Fair enough.
We can hear you. There seems to be
I can hear you.
We've still got you on there. We need to get rid of that other one because that other one is causing us problems.
Yeah, now we've got two. We've got two. We've got two.
I'm here twice now.
Hello. As we got rid of you. As we can see you now. We can see you now. I can see you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, I hope it's working now.
Yeah.
We can hear you, yeah. We're not really getting
I can hear you, definitely.
Okay.
So anyway, Andreas, obviously you was at the Emirates, wasn't you, on Saturday for the game? How did you find the atmosphere? And it looked amazing. The videos that you sent.
Yeah, it's always fantastic to have a sellout Emirates, and it was fantastic from the beginning. And I don't know what you were already talking about, but I think you could see from the first minute, from the first second, how motivated the girls were, and they started really well into the match. And it's between the fans and the team. There's a connection. I think it's really a home feeling for the team now. And that's the way we started, due to this fantastic atmosphere, and it's just fantastic if 60,000 are chanting Arsenal, or just great, and I love every minute there.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's
interesting. We all sorry.
Not many teams can get the crowds that we're consistently getting now. The Emirates, every Emirates game's getting between 50,000-60,000 now. It's amazing how quickly we've been able to reach that level, because a couple of years ago, as we've said before, we were getting 5,000 at the Emirates. So to get that many fans on a consistent basis now is amazing. And when we keep producing those type of performances, those type of results that we've been getting, the Chelsea game, Man United game, and now Tottenham game, back-to-back wins at the Emirates in the way that we've done it, it's going to encourage more and more people to keep coming again for the next games, isn't it? And going forward. And I think it's only a matter of time, isn't it, until we see in the Emirates as the main stadium for the women as well. And I think Meadow Park, as much as we love Meadow Park, we've outgrown it very quickly, haven't we? Which is a shame, because it's a great place to watch football, and I've always loved going there. But I think now we're at a point where we have outgrown it. And I think the next logical step now, isn't it, is to have the Emirates as the home stadium for the men and the women. And I think I never thought it'd be this quick. I thought it'd take another 3 or 4 years to get to that point. But I'm starting to think now, you know what? We're ready, aren't we? I mean, do you think that's probably the next step, Andrew? Do you think maybe next season even? Do you think it might be, we might end up playing most of our games at the Emirates now?
Yeah, I think there's still a contract with Meadow Park for 2 or 3 years. But as far as I know, our youth teams from men are also playing at Meadow Park. So maybe there have to be negotiations between Arsenal and Boreham Wood. But a stadium with 4,000 capacity is too small for us now. And even a match like Leicester, what's coming up now, It's still 5 or 6 weeks till the Leicester match, and we already sold 22,000 tickets. 22,000. That would be a record capacity for the German Bundesliga for the whole season. and we say, okay, 5-6 weeks, 22. It's a beginning. It's just fantastic. And when the whole situation, when a match at 12:30 on a Sunday.
Andreas is gone again. I think it looks like he's froze. Oh, he's back.
No, I'm here.
Hello?
Yeah. You just froze.
Yes.
I'm not frozen. I'm here. I'm not Manu Zinsberger.
Just a quick one, gents. What do you make of Russo saying in the midweek? I think it's interesting. He wants to make Arsenal at Emirates permanent home. Now, I think that's a possibility, maybe in the long term, but maybe not from next season. But I think that going forward, what do you guys think? I think that would be a fantastic to see us selling out every week. But is it viable commercially? I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
It seems to be at the moment, doesn't it? Because we're selling out. I mean, if the Leicester game, if it gets more than 50,000 at the Leicester game, that would be the one, isn't it? You look at Leicester and you think Leicester aren't a particularly attractive opposition. It's not, it might well be a big game if we're still battling for the title, but it might not be. We could lose to Chelsea and then it's kind of all over. If we still sell 50,000 for a game against Leicester, to me, we are ready to play at the Emirates on a regular basis. Yes, there is a deal with Boreham Wood, but as Andreas said, the youth team play there anyway. So Arsenal are still using the stadium, and maybe the women can kind of get away from that and actually play at the Emirates on a more permanent basis. I'd like to see it personally because I think we're at that level now. I don't think many other teams are at WSL, but I think we are.
No.
I think we're at that level, and I'd love to see it happen on a regular basis because more people get the opportunity to see the games. And Meadow Park, as we said, as great as it is, 4,000, and it's only actually 3,700 or something, isn't it? The attendance usually. It's not enough.
Match, yeah.
It's enough when the 50,000, 60,000 people want to come to the games. Obviously they do because they're buying tickets and they're coming. So it's got to happen, hasn't it? It's just when. I think it's a matter of now when, not if. And for me, the sooner the better, because it gives everyone the opportunity that wants to see the games to be able to see the game. I think it'll make a difference in the ticket prices. I think they'll have to charge more if they're going to play regular at the Emirates. I think that's going to be something they'll have to do, unfortunately, and I think we'll have to accept that. But I'm sure we would. I'm sure we'd pay £20-25 a ticket, wouldn't we, to say the women play at the Emirates? Absolutely, 30 quid even. I think it wouldn't be overly priced. I don't think. I mean, we'd like to see it happen, wouldn't we? Permanently, surely. Now it's got to be, and it's got to be the next step.
Yeah, and I think for this home advantage package, we sold 12,500 for the 5 or 6 matches at the Emirates. So we could sell season tickets around 20,000 for the Emirates, and there are people coming to the women's matches who normally, they are football fans. They normally go to men's matches, and they went to a women's match. Okay, they went maybe to the Chelsea match, and then those normal football fans, they thought, oh, it's good football that you can see there, and the prices are okay. The atmosphere is more friendly, not so rude comments or rude behavior or trying people. Yeah, let's go again. And they went again against Man United, and then they went again against Spurs. So it's don't misunderstand me. It's normal football fans, not only women's football fans, but normal Arsenal fans. They are going to the stadium and they are coming again and again. And this is the development for us that we encouraged people to go to women's match and see what quality you can see, what good football, what family atmosphere, friendly atmosphere, everything, and that's the progress. And I'm sure that next season we will at least do the same number of matches at the Emirates, probably more, maybe 7-8 matches. And the Leicester match is very decisive to see how many tickets can we sell against a team at the end of the table, 7th, 8th place, will there be 40, 50,000 against such a team if we are not in the title race maybe in 6 weeks? And I think, yes, we can sell so many tickets because people want to come back again. And look at the tickets for the Conti Cup final. We nearly sold out our venue, and Chelsea maybe has sold 200 tickets, and we have sold 2,000 in 15 minutes. Yeah, that's the difference.
That's funny.
Absolutely. I mean, we are the team, aren't we? That is bringing the crowds in. It's phenomenal, really, when you think about it. What we've managed to achieve in such a short space of time. And when you think as well, it's not like we're winning trophy after trophy, is it? You know, we've been struggling to win much in the last few seasons, and suddenly here we are. Yes, you know, we're up there, we're challenging. We won the cup last year, we're in another final, but you know, we're not at the level that we were at 10 years ago as a club, are we, when we were winning title after title? So the fact that we are still able to be in a position now where we can get these crowds coming in consistently now every single game is brilliant, and it's credit to everybody involved, isn't it? At the club, the commercial side of it, everything, you know. And you're right about calling them normal fans sounds a bit weird, but we understand exactly what you mean. They're the fans who watch the men's game and now coming to watch the women, and they're not just coming once. And I agree, you've got the atmosphere of it, which is fantastic, right? It isn't the hostile atmosphere you get in a men's game. No. It's a great atmosphere, but also as well, apart from that now, I think what people are starting to realise is the football on the pitch is actually really, really good. Mm-hmm. It is really good football. Really good. And I think that's people are coming back again for that reason, because it isn't negative football. You don't see the negativity that you see in the Premier League with players rolling around, pretending to be hurt, wasting time, all this sort of stuff. You don't get none of that. You just proper football. Teams that want to play football the right way, try to win games, and it's refreshing to see. And you know, and it's women's football's always been like that. But now suddenly it's getting the audience it deserves, and let's hope other teams can actually catch up and come along, because you're absolutely right. We've sold our cup final allocation pretty much in like an hour, and you can still get tickets in the Chelsea, and you'll get tickets in the Chelsea and right up until the day of the game, because they won't sell out, because they don't market it, the women's team, in the same way. The game's at Stamford Bridge next week. We're going to talk about that in a little while. You know, Arsenal will probably have more fans there than Chelsea will, because Arsenal fans will buy a load of tickets in the Chelsea, and of course they will. And we'll have 3/4 of that stadium, and that's why it's great that we're playing at Stamford Bridge rather than King's Meadow. I think that's going to be a big advantage to us on the night, but obviously we'll see. We've had a few more comments coming. Greg says, I think Letty will leave in the January window. You could see Wednesday she is. Taken off no, we know that's a joke. Galadan says, now we know we play Chelsea in the final. Those tickets. Yes, I got me tickets today. We got 2 tickets straight away. We got them at 3:05. I was on the thing at 3:00. Got the tickets at 5:05. So yeah, we've got our tickets. Lovely, all sorted out. We're in the Jack whatever it is stand, Jack Hayward stand. We're in lower tier S4, I think it is the block we're in at Molyneux. It's going to be really good. Looking forward to that. That's going to be good. Yeah. And Galadan says, and Lioness is playing in Newcastle versus. Yeah, we'll definitely get tickets. Well, we'll try to get tickets. I'm sure we can. And in fact, the England men are playing at St James's Park as well in June. So we're going to try and get tickets to that as well. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It's nice to have some great games that are local to where I am, rather than have to travel 4 or 5 hours just to watch it. Good stuff, quite kind of local, which is good. I shouldn't really moan. Andreas flies from Germany, so you know I can't really moan. He's got a lot further than I have.
It's easier for him to get to where you are than it is to get to London. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it probably takes Andreas just as long, actually, sometimes. Terry says, Russo's goal and 2 of Steener's against Villa. All 3 goals were almost in the identical spot. Yeah, they were, weren't they? Inside 6. That's where you need to be. If you want to score goals, get yourself in the 6-yard box, and you'll score quite often. So yeah, that's what we need to do. We've got Russ in the chat. How you doing, Russ? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Greg says, saw today we have an average over 35,000 so far. Yeah, and that's because of the Emirates games, isn't it? We're getting 50, 60,000, and that kind of counteracts the 3,000 or 4,000 we're getting at Meadow Park. And yeah, looking at that average there, if we played all the games at the Emirates, we'd average 50,000, wouldn't we? But 35,000 for that. I mean, I read somewhere that's more than some of the Premier League.
I know. That's right.
Yeah, but some of them, like Luton and Bournemouth, their stadiums only hold like 17,000 or whatever. So of course they're not going to get that average. But I mean, it's amazing, really, isn't it? I mean, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. Terry says there, I watched the City versus Salty FC yesterday, and both were absolute rubbish. They should just hand us a trophy now. Yeah, but Terry, don't get too confident, my friend, because you know what Chelsea are like in the finals. I know last year we beat them, but generally they turn up, don't they? So let's see. Gunnar Dan says in the 90s, the crowd was mostly women and kids. So it's good to see more men attending. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was. That's basically all it was, wasn't it? It was, you know, it was like the you know, the men would go to the men's games and their wife and the kids would go to the women's games. And now it's opened up to a whole new, bigger audience. And it's great. Yeah, it is great to see more men in attendance. It's just great to see more people coming as well. More women and kids are coming as well because the attendance has got so high. Greg says the women have a better average attendance. Is it 10? It can't be 10, surely. Won't be 10. I know there's a few. Bournemouth and Luton obviously would. Who else? Sheffield United potentially probably got a higher attendance than them.
Burnley, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but I suppose See, but these are all grounds that don't hold 35,000. So you know they're selling out. I suppose those clubs, aren't they? But even so. So Terry says there. To be honest, the WSL obviously don't want Arsenal to win the league. On the Arsenal website, we're playing twice on the 31st Cup final.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's right.
Yeah. Against they've got to win the cup, then rush down the motorway and get to Meadow Park to play Bristol City.
No. We could beat Bristol with our C team, to be fair. But anyway,
we probably could. Yeah. Mind you, I can remember in the old days, players used to play. They'd play an international match in the morning, and then they'd play in the league in the afternoon. That happened a few times, so you know it wouldn't be unheard of, but not in this day and age. Royston's with us, Adrian. He says women's season is shorter and needs to be moved to cover the spring-summer months, and unlike the men, women will not tolerate freezing cold. Well, you say that, but even the games in the winter were sold out, wasn't they, at the Emirates? So I don't think the weather's stopping people going. Yeah, maybe you're not going to. Some smaller kids probably won't enjoy it sitting in the freezing cold, I don't suppose, and maybe not ideal. But it used to be in the spring, summer, didn't it? The women's season, it didn't really work. So I'm not sure if that's the way forward now. I don't know whether that would help attendances at other clubs. But I don't know. I think we've kind of got it into it now. It runs alongside the men's season. I think it works as long as the fixture scheduling isn't putting all the games at the same time. As we've seen with Arsenal recently, we had the men and women playing on the same day. It's awkward. It's not ideal. As long as they sort that side of it out, I think it can run alongside. The two seasons can run consecutively, and it's good because there's always games to look forward to, isn't there? You know, you can have Arsenal playing on a Saturday, the women on the Saturday, or the women on the Sunday, the men on the Saturday. You can have midweek games, one on a Tuesday, one on a Wednesday. It's just always games, stuff to look forward to. I think it's great, but they just need to work it out properly so it isn't going to be a clash. You haven't got to choose one or the other, which no one really wants to do. But I guess sometimes we might have to. I don't think we should change when the season is. I mean, do you think that going back to spring, summer would be a positive move, or keep it as it is now? Because I think it works well now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that this will be changed, and they shouldn't change. Why not having this parallel seasons? It's working, and the only thing is the FA and the NUCO or whoever will decide. They have to get along that there are not matches at the same weekend from the same teams at home. I think it happened this season that the women were playing at Meadow Park and the men the next day, or was it the same day at the Emirates? That's not possible.
That's right.
They must make it possible that one weekend there's a women's home match and the other weekend it's for the men. And when we want to move to the Emirates completely, then it's not possible to play Saturday and Sunday home matches. That's not possible for the whole venue, for police streets, stewards, the tube stations. You can't do this 2 days in a row. But otherwise the seasons can be parallel, and you see it's working, and we don't need the Scandinavian model when they play during the summer and have a long winter break. That wouldn't be good to be competitive in Europe, as the other European countries don't have spring seasons. So we should stuck to it like it is now. I think women's football is so much established now in society, in football society, that we can leave it the way it is.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, you're right. Yeah, and I wouldn't like to change. I mean, obviously, Amar would like to change it so he can have his winter holidays and it won't disrupt the season for him. He can still go to the games, I suppose. But I don't think it's going to go back to that, is it, Amar? They're not going to change it back to
holidays. It's 29 degrees here. It's just a bit too hot, but no, it's been all right. Can't ask for a week where your team scored 11 goals between them, none conceded. When was the last time that happened? Anyway, but it's been a fantastic week. So yeah, no, it's been really good. And yeah, it was just interesting. Andreas was saying earlier about Russo and the fact that she's making those important runs and positions into the box. It's good that now, okay, it would be difficult for her in her first season. That she's had a lot of expectation coming from a club like Manchester United, where she was probably the main source of goals. What do you think? It was interesting. We were talking about this just before we got Carl. Do you think now that she's starting to make those runs and the service that she's getting, she can start becoming more clinical in future?
I'm hoping that we'll come on to the Villa game. I'm hoping we play like we did against Villa. That's what I want to see. Yeah. I want to see Russo out wide, Stina through the middle, because that works.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be quite happy if that's how we play it going forward. But obviously, if Leslie's going to play as number 9, I want to see her in the box scoring goals. Of course, that should be a job more. I mean, Andreas, do you think that now, obviously, the goal against Tottenham in particular, in that position, that's where she needs to be when she's playing at number 9, doesn't she?
Yeah, but we are lucky to have two different strikers, two different types of strikers like Stina and Alessia, and they can play together as they have proved it against Villa. But in the Spurs match, you could see what Leslie said after after an international match, that always she likes to work for the team. She likes to drop deeper and create things. But when she sees Beth Mead, for example, is going with the ball to the box, then she knows, Beth will create something. I have to be in the box, and that's what she did. She was in the box, and it was just a brilliant combination from Kim to Beth, and then Alessia was there. So she is different type of striker, a different type of number 9 than Stina, and you can't say Alessia must be in the box all the time. She's her game is to drop deeper, to create something, to be involved in the match, to win the ball back and everything. I think against Spurs, she was everywhere on the pitch. She was in midfield, she was on the wings, she was even defending when it was necessary, and she was in the box to score. So I think she had a great match, and this is her quality.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, she's great at what she does, but when she's number 9, we want to see her scoring more goals. And as the season's gone on, she is scoring more often, isn't she? She had a slow start in terms of goals, and now she's got a few more. She's in double figures for the season, which is the benchmark for any striker. And I mean, I'm sure as the team progresses along with her, I'm sure she'll score a lot more as well. Let's hope so. Talking of scoring goals, it wasn't a bad midweek game, was it? Now, of course, as LG's rightly said in the comments there, he just said, just tuned in now. I know this is going to be a Stina Love Fest. It is, and now's the time for the Stina Love Fest. Of course it is. She got the start. I was a bit disappointed she didn't get against Tottenham. And I was actually really, really happy to see both of them start. Leslie and Stina both start in the game, because it's not happened enough. They've not played enough minutes together. And on occasions when they have played, it seems to have worked. And it worked brilliantly against Aston Villa. I thought the link-up play between the two, Stina was going wide, putting crosses in for Leslie. Leslie's heading the ball back and Stina's scoring. And it just worked so well, especially in the first half, when I thought that was Villa were poor. Let's not mess about. Villa wasn't great. But that performance from Arsenal in that first half, I thought that was brilliant. The intensity, we just forced mistakes after mistakes. They were trying to play it out from the back, and we were there winning the ball. And the quality that we showed, Beth Mead was brilliant, Frida Marnham was brilliant, the front two were brilliant. Of course, Stina with the hat trick is going to get all the headlines, and rightly so, because that is what she does. You know, she's in those positions. I mean, the goals were simple goals. I mean, the first one was a good finish across the keeper. That was a difficult shot, maybe good finish. The other two, that's where you want, you know, inside the 6-yard box, get yourself in there. And that's what Stina does. And that's why she scores as many goals as she has done on the number of minutes that she plays, because she gets herself there and she puts them in. And I mean, to me, that first half performance from Arsenal, you know, 4-0 in a cup semi-final. I was a bit nervous before the game, thinking these cup semi-finals can be difficult games. You know, Villa have got quality players and they're not doing particularly well. But I was thinking, you know, if we don't take our chances, and in that first half, 4 shots on target, 4 goals, everything that we're saying is the problem disappeared in that first half. And it was absolutely, and in a cup semi-final as well. I mean, it could not have gone any better, could it? I mean, Andreas, that first half against Aston Villa, was that the best we've probably played this season, do you think? For one half, maybe less than the second half when we scored the 6 goals, but that was as good as we played, wasn't it, that first half against Villa the other night?
Yeah, it was nearly perfect. But we said it so often. Why not starting Stina and Leslie together? He did it, I think he did it only away at Man United in the first half of the season, and never again. And they both proved that it's possible. They can play together, and it's for defense. Just imagine for defenders how difficult it is to keep two players with such quality, with such different qualities, calm and control them. It must have been extremely difficult for the Villa defense. If you try to defend against Stina, then there's Leslie. So I think this was working very good, and good to see that Frida had a good match, a better match than the last months. We need her in the form and the quality she had last season, and this was nearly the Frida Manum from last season we saw, and all in all, the first half was perfect. If you are 2-0 up after 10 or 12 minutes, that's fantastic in a knockout match. And 4-0 at halftime, the deal was sealed. No danger that this wouldn't work. So this was all perfect. But we played very good, but we also scored, and that was a problem during the season, that we didn't create enough 100% chances, and therefore we didn't score enough. And in this match, just fantastic. And at halftime, I think Villa could be lucky to be only 4-0 down, and then of course nobody could. Nobody could expect us to score 2 or 3 more goals. It's a knockout match. You have to control the match and just secure your place in the final. And this is what we did. We rotated, players got rest, and that was absolutely okay. I think this is one of the matches we can build on and say, this is our level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I said it on the when the game was on the other night, that on our day, when it comes into place, it all falls together. We're the best team in the league, and I don't think there's any doubt about that. We just can't do it consistently enough. And when it doesn't all come together, that's when we lose games. That Chelsea and Man City this season haven't lost. Even when they do well, Chelsea, they find a way to scrape a result, don't they? Whereas this season with us, we haven't managed to do that, have we, enough times? And that's why we're in the position. Yeah, we're only 3 points behind them, which isn't that much. And we could catch them up next week, as we'll come on to. But, that's the difference for me. On our day, we are the best team. And I don't think anybody can question that. I think we are. It's just we've got to find that consistency now to be able to not only play like that more often, as we did in that first half, but to be able to find ways of getting the solutions when we're not playing as well. Because no one plays brilliantly every single game. It's impossible. Every team has good games and bad games, and you have a good spell and you have a couple of bad games. It's those bad games that we've got to find a way to get the results in those games. And that's what's let us down in the last few seasons, not just now. It was last season, it was the season before, and going back into the period of under Joe as well, wasn't it? You know, we had the same issues then. We were still not able to keep that consistency enough. And as soon as our level drops slightly, we're dropping points. And that's what's been costing us. And this season, it may well be the same again, but we've got some big games to come and we can still salvage it maybe. But yeah, you're right. That first half was brilliant. The second half, I wasn't expecting us to score any more goals. I wasn't surprised it finished 4-0. It often does in those games, doesn't it? You know, you just, like you said, you're managing the game. You're just being professional, which we were. We had a couple of good chances in the second half. We could have scored a couple more goals, couldn't we? We had a few. Stina had a couple that she could have scored another one. But overall, it was almost a perfect performance, wasn't it? Because we had real quality in the first half, and then we had good game management in the second half.
Yeah.
And Villa came into it a little bit. We defended well. Leah Williamson made a big difference when she was on the pitch, as she generally does defensively. It's calmer. We look so much calmer, don't we, when Leah's playing? She adds that calmness that we maybe lack when she doesn't. So that was a big bonus. But yeah, I mean, it was just. I mean, Amar, that did you get to watch the game? I know, obviously, it would have been a funny.
Yeah, can't get BBC. Epic play was down. Yeah, and I saw the highlights after. Dominant is understatement. We completely came flying out of the box. Absolutely clinical finish from Stina for the first, second, and then the Frida with the pick of the goal with that superb finish on the edge of the box. And then I remember you don't often see many games being over after 18 minutes, but they absolutely dominated them. They didn't know what hit them. It was like almost a repeat of the Sheffield United game for the men when it was 3-0 up after a similar time as well. And they just didn't. They had no answer after that. We were completely overwhelmed them, and we could easily have scored more. They were limited to half chances at best when maybe Ebony Salmon came on. We controlled the game really well, and Kyra came on as well, and we could easily have had more. And I was like, bro, that was probably our best 20. Probably, in fact, the best performance of the season. Now, whether we can take it forward, as you say, and make it on a consistent basis, with 7 games still to go, plus the cup final, we can still salvage something from this. I would say disappointing season, maybe a little bit of putting it a bit harshly, but maybe we can still have some end the season really strongly, and it was really good to see. And I'll also add that Leah Vauti actually said, we're going some insight from watching that men's team over Sheffield United. So it goes to show that it's not. I would say there's not been too many better times to be a Guna right now. But when you can learn something from the men's team and it feeds into your own play, it's all good, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's been a good couple of weeks, hasn't it? There's no doubt about that. Royston says that the first half against Aston Villa was just sensational. Yeah, it was amazing. It was. I think that's the best 45 minutes I think we've played for a very long time. We were just brilliant. Yeah. Greg says Russo, she played where Marnham was. She kind of, a little bit. I mean, Marnham kind of dropped a bit deeper, but she had a great game, didn't she? Royston says there Arsenal nil Spurs 1 under 21, 62 minutes. Yeah, we'll turn that down. Don't worry about that. We'll still win. No problem. Terry says 3 more Stina stunners. No one can deny that. Not even LG. Well, no, absolutely not. I mean, look, right. We sing Stina's praises a lot on this show. I think she's brilliant. I've always thought she's brilliant. I was so excited when we signed her. I thought she was a great player before we bought her, and that was one of the most exciting signings that we've made, I think, for a long time. And I think she's proved herself time after time. What she does, she's very, very good at. Yes, she's got weaknesses in her game. Of course, every player has. Nobody's a perfect player, are they? You know, but I think she's worked hard at her other aspects. I thought her hold-up plays get a lot better. I thought her hold-up play against Villa was brilliant, actually. She was dropping deeper, doing what Russo does really well. And she's added that to her game, but it's not stopped her scoring goals because she's still in there. And her finishing's better as well now. She's a little bit more clinical. You know, yes, she misses some chances still, but look at Haaland. Haaland misses 5-6 chances every game, but he'll still score 2 or 3 because he keeps going, and that's what you've got. I'd have been more when those chances last. And a lot of people are criticising her, but for me, I'd have been more worried if she wasn't getting into those positions to get those chances, because that's when you know when a striker goes hiding and not scoring, that's a worry. She wasn't hiding; she'd miss a chance. 5 minutes later, she's back there again. And she's got another chance. And to me, that's a great sign. And it's obvious that if you keep doing that, you're going to score goals. The goals will come. They will. And they have done since then. You know, she had a great run at the end of last season. And this season, for the minute she's played, her goal scoring rate is phenomenal. And another hat-trick, 2 hat-tricks in consecutive Conti Cup games. Will she make it 3 hat-tricks in 3 in the final? We'll have to see. That would be good, wouldn't it? That would be great. Probably won't happen against Chelsea, but you never know. She scored in the final last year, of course, so we know. LG says maybe the women's team went to Dubai. Yeah, maybe they did. Before when we had that international break, maybe that's where they went. I don't know. Greg says go to 4-4-2, both in the box would be devastating.
Yeah.
It would, but 4-4-2. I love 4-4-2. Me, I would play 4-4-2 in the men's team everywhere because I think it's a great formation. But it would be looked on as a backward step, wouldn't it? Because people are saying, well, football's moved on from that now. We play these more fluid systems, and you've got inverted this and inverted that, and you've got a number 9, a number 10, a number 6, whatever you want to call them, and it's different now, isn't it? But I would play 4-4-2. I think 4-4-2 is great. You've got 2 wide players to get the ball in the box. You've got your 2 midfield players to keep things together there, and you've got your 2 strikers that you've got a double threat. I don't see why people don't play that now, but anyway, I would, and I agree with you. Imagine Stina and Leslie both in that 6-yard box causing havoc. It would be amazing to see, wouldn't it? And on the occasions when that happened against Villa, the Villa defence didn't know what hit them, did they? They didn't know where to go. Wherever they looked, there's a problem, and they couldn't get out of it, and it was brilliant. And we need to do that more. We need to keep doing this now. I want to. We'll come on to the Chelsea game in a minute, but I want to see us play that same front 3 against Chelsea. That's what I want to see. Caitlin Ford's done well, and I like Caitlin Ford, but you can't change that now after that. You cannot change it. Jonas probably will. Terry makes a good point as well. He says, hats off to the Zins as well. She's been a lot better in the last 2 games. She has been a lot better, yeah. She's not been maybe under as much pressure in those games as some other games, but yeah, she's done better. And I was worried after the England game against Austria because she was terrible, but she's come back from that and done well. So fair play to you, you're right. Terry says the only disappointment against Villa was Russo not getting on the score sheet. No, but Stina scored a hat-trick, so it doesn't matter, does it? I don't care if Russo didn't score or not. He scored a hat-trick, and that's the most important thing. So there was no disappointment against Villa. No disappointment at all. And the only disappointment for me was that Stina didn't score another couple of goals in the second half and got 5 or 6 and really, showed everyone what she can do. Darren says, Lotta got to be a good shout for player of the season. Incredible season compared to start. Yeah, absolutely. She's been definitely. We talked about consistency before. Consistency in an individual player. Lotta has now got that. She really has got that, hasn't she? Now you can see the confidence is back high as it's ever been. Her concentration is so much better. She looks a real deal now, doesn't she? And I think having Leah coming back in alongside her is going to make it even better for her because, that leadership that Leah's got, that calmness that she brings, I think it's going to help her even more now. And I think we started to keep more clean sheets now anyway. I think we've kept, 6 clean sheets the last 10 games or something in all competitions. So the clean sheets are coming. And I think now, as Leah starts getting back into the swing of it again, I'm not worried defensively anymore. And yeah, you're right. Lotta has been really, really good this season, hasn't she? I mean, has she been player of the season? We'll talk about player of the season a bit later on. But I mean, Andrea, she's been good, Lotta, hasn't she? What a season she's having.
Yeah, it's not the Lotta from 1 or 2 years ago. She's a different player. She has developed so much. And in the Spurs match, there was one situation when she lost the ball close to the sidelines. A similar situation like in the Wolfsburg Champions League match. But this time, she won the ball back because she has the self-confidence. She knows that every player makes a mistake, and this was a mistake. She lost the ball, but then she attacked the Spurs player and won the ball back. So this is a total different Lotta with a lot more self-confidence and calmness. And she knows that she has developed, and she shows it week in, week out. There are no weak performances from her, and she took the responsibility to be the boss in the defense first with Amanda and then with Laia Codina. Of course, it will take pressure from Lotta's shoulder when Leah is constantly back. As for the future, I see this as our centre back pairing, Leah and Lotta. And she's really, really, really good this season. And once again, she has developed, and it's not the Lotta from 1 or 2 years ago.
No, it isn't. It isn't. She's really, really come on now in leaps and bounds. And we saw that, didn't we, for England as well? Look at her performances in those 2 England games that she played recently. She's stepped up a level now, and it's fantastic. And yeah, I think that that was the one criticism that we had of Lotta, wasn't it? Consistency wasn't always there. She could be brilliant and she could be dreadful in the same game quite often. And now she's just nice and steady all the time. And you're right, she makes a mistake. Everyone does. I said this all the time. If a player loses the ball, all they can do is win it back. You're going to make a mistake. That's fine. Hold your hands up, but get on with it. Win the ball back, and then say, right, okay, I made a mistake, but I've made up for it. And that's all you can do. And that's what Lotta does time and again now. It's great. She's playing so well, isn't she? I mean, I think she should be definitely getting more games for England now, more time on the pitch for England. And hopefully the last couple of performances will mean that she does, because she deserves it. And you're right. Player of the season, I'm not sure necessarily. There's a couple of good there's a couple of choices for that particular award later on. We'll talk about that when the season's coming up to an end. But yeah, she'll be in for a shout, absolutely. She's been up there. Consistency now. I mean, Amar, she's had a great season, hasn't she? Lotta, she's been brilliant, and it's great to see, isn't it? Finally, it's coming together for her, isn't it?
Yeah, she's shown an incredible level of maturity with her age. Still got a lot to give. Considering all the adversity the club has suffered over the last year and a half. Yeah, she's really coming to her own. None more so than those two incredible performances in the wins against Manchester United and Chelsea at home. She's really coming on. Also, not maybe assisting as much as she has done in the past out of the back, but then that's not her job. She's now that Leah's back alongside her. It was certainly whilst we wish Amanda a speedy recovery for whatever injury she's got, you could see that maybe knowing someone as long as she's known Leah and the reliability and the strength they bring to our defence, they can only go to the next level. So. Yeah, no, it's been really good to see her development, and hopefully she'll continue going forward. And it's going to be key for us if we're going to end the season strongly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because we felt that the centre back area was a weakness that we had, especially with Rafaela leaving as well. And so we brought in Amanda, we brought in Leah Cadena, both of whom are very good players, and they've had decent time in Arsenal so far. But Lotta's just stepped up, and I agree that despite those new signings, our first choice centre back when Leah's fit has got to be Leah and Lotta. It's got to be. I don't think there's no question. They've been the best. They're the best two defenders that we've got now, and it's good that we've got some quality backup as well, which is important because of injuries and whatever. And Lotta stepped up to the mark. Absolutely brilliant, and couldn't be more delighted for her. Terry says, Richard, as you're going to the cup final, can Amar do the live watch along for you instead?
No.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know. It depends what time the kickoff is, because he wants to watch the Arsenal.
It's not going to be a clash. It can't be a clash. That'll be stupid, honestly.
Now, the Women's Cup final kicking off at 3:00. So there you go. It'll be finished by 5.
They've got to move that forward. I think they've got to move that forward. Let's see.
Why? 3:00's all right.
But then the men's game goes off at 4:30.
So?
Oh,
we're gonna lose Man City anyway. Just watch the cup
final. What is he thinking? Blowing everybody where we can beat them 6-0 at the Etihad easy, no problem, man.
You sound like Terry.
I think they've got to move up for the fan purposes personally, but that's my opinion.
Now, kick off at 3:00 is good. It's a good time to kick off. It's a traditional time, isn't it? I like 3:00.
The men's back game back to about 5 then or something. I don't know.
No, don't worry about the men's game. We're gonna lose anyway, so don't worry about it.
We've got 3 weeks to prepare for that.
You'll be better off watching the cup final because it's going to be good.
Well, I'm going to fly draw, so hopefully I'll win the tickets. Let's see.
We'll just buy them. You buy them in the Chelsea end because they're not going to sell out, are they?
No, I don't want to be Chelsea fans. They're the worst.
Oh, go and sit with Andreas in the Steve Ball stand. There'll be tickets available there. That'll be good.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see.
You've got to do it. Greg says, Kyra Cooney-Cross is a good player, but disappointing in her creativity. That's not really her strength, though, is it? No. It's not really a strength. You could say Vicky Palova is a brilliant player, but she doesn't score enough goals, and that's true. But is that really what she's there for? Is Kyra in the team to be creative? I'm not saying she's not creative, but she's a great mover of the ball, isn't she? That's what she does. She wins the ball. She moves it well. And is she creating stuff? Maybe not. But we'll look at the team we've got. Other players in the team do that job. Her job's to do other stuff, and she's brilliant at other stuff. So I'm not worried about that. Darren says Kyrie's young. She's going to be a world beat. I agree. She is. Yeah, she's brilliant. Gunnar Dan says, personally, I get nervous when Jonas makes 3 subs at the same time. But when we're about to defend a corner with cold players, I prefer to get them on 1 or 2 at a time. I think sometimes making 3 at a time can work in certain. And I thought the other night it didn't matter too much, did it? We were 4-0 up and just get people on. It didn't matter too much. And it's not often that we'll do that. Yeah, defending a corner is not ideal. I agree. You shouldn't really make a sub when you're defending a set piece anyway. But it's all right, isn't it? Yeah. Terry says, "Don't worry about all this inverted rubbish. Field tilt is the one." Yeah, you like your field tilt, don't you, Terry? We don't know what it means, and we don't care what it means. It sounds like
what's field tilt?
I think it's to do with the ball, the pressure on the ball, the possession of the ball, what area of the pitch it's on. I don't know. It's all rubbish, let's be honest. All them stats are the only stats that matter is who scored more goals and who. That's all that matters. Who scored the goal? That's the only stat I'm interested in is who scored the goals. That's it. And that's the only one that matters. Possession means nothing. In fact, the other night was a typical example of that. We were 4-0 up at half-time against Villa. The half-time possession stats, Villa had 52 and we had 48. So Villa had more possession in the first half and we were 4-0 up. So what's the point of possession if you don't do anything with it? No point at all. So there you go. So the stats are rubbish. Just concentrate on goals. That's all that matters. And we scored most of the goals, well, all the goals in that particular game. And we score more goals than we don't. So there you go. Terry says, a lot of Wogan was confident sky high. Yeah, absolutely it is. Brilliant. She's just brilliant. You're right. Jesse's with us. It says, Chelsea have also kept 7 clean sheets since they signed the centre-back from Everton. Yeah. They've been good at the back. Well, yeah, but they're also they concede chances, Chelsea, don't they? And I'm not. We'll talk about the cup final obviously later on, but Gunnar Dan says Amar out.
No. VAR says no. VAR says no.
LG says the thing about Lotta is she could be amazing for 95% of the season, but the 5% is what it's
what are you talking about,
Gabriel from the men's team. See, obviously. I get your point, and I'm not necessarily totally disagreeing with you. And the problem is when you're a defender, every mistake you make could be costly because of the area in the pitch that you are. If you give the ball away in front of your own penalty area, the Wolfsburg game last season in the Champions League, for example, and that kind of sums up what you mean because she was brilliant in that game. The 120th minute, she makes one sloppy mistake. We can see the goal, and it looks bad on Lotta. For that one little mistake, forgetting the other 119 minutes when she was brilliant. And yes, that's the problem. It's like a goalkeeper, isn't it? One mistake from a goalkeeper, that's all anyone ever remembers. But I think Lotta's cut that out anyway. I'd say 95% is maybe high. So I think it's 98 now or 99 even now. And yes, she makes the odd mistake, of course. And I can see the comparison with Gabrielle, and I kind of get where you're coming from with that. And to be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with being a defender like Gabriel, is there? Because he's generally solid and strong, isn't he? He doesn't make many mistakes. And if Lotta can replicate that level, I think we'll all be happy. That would be a great level to be at, wouldn't it? And she's getting there, definitely. 100% she is. And I think that's more of a compliment to Lotta than it looks like it's meant to be a criticism, but it actually, to me, that's more of a compliment comparing her to Gabrielle, because Gabrielle's been brilliant this season, hasn't he? So, but he has got a mistake in him. Of course, he's a defender. All defenders got mistakes in them. It's the nature of the job. All players have got mistakes in them. Strikers have mistakes in them. Midfielders do, but they don't seem as important as a defender who makes a mistake or a goalkeeper who makes a mistake, because that's going to end up in a goal or a chance. And that's the difference, isn't it? And it looks more serious, and they can't make as many mistakes. You can't afford to. And I think Lotta's cutting that out, and that's good. And I think Gabrielle for the men's team is. So I think that's a good comparison, but it's a compliment to Lotta rather than a criticism, if that's how you meant it. LG says, I'd love to see Dominic Janssen back. Not only would she be a BT replacement because of her age and experience, she's an upgrade. Don't let me say she's an upgrade on Jen Beattie. he won't like that. I kind of agree with you. I think Dominic Janssen's still a great player. I do. And I think she is an upgrade on Jen Beattie, probably. But do we need her now when we've got too many centre-backs? Well, not too many, but we've got enough centre-backs now, haven't we? We've got Amanda, we've got Leia, and we've got obviously Lotta and Leah. We don't need any more, do we? And I think that's one of the reasons why Jen's gone, because she was never going to get to play. And if we sign Dominic Janssen, when's she going to get to play? She'd need 3 injuries all at the same time. And it's unlikely. So I like Dominic Janssen. I do. I think she's great, and she was great when she played for us, and she's still great now. But I think that's something that's not going to happen. So there you go. Greg says there, Emma, why are there rugs on the wall?
They're not rugs. They're not rugs.
What are they then? What
The
are they?
basket, like hanging baskets, mate. I don't know what they are. But it's my hotel. The hanging basket. I think that's
Oh,
what
they're
they call
like
it.
weave. Is that weave? Is it like basket weave? Oh yeah, I suppose so. They're quite
No, I
nice.
don't know.
Actually,
It's a material, yeah. Yeah, it's
looks
nice,
a bit
fun
exotic,
material.
doesn't it? I
Hanging
suppose.
basket.
It looks a bit
Yeah.
exotic to me, which is cool, isn't it? LG says Lotta is not better than Amanda.
Oh, yes, she is.
I think she's had. I know Amanda's new to the team. Obviously, she's missed a lot of games. I think this season Lotta's been way better than Amanda.
Yes.
Way better. Amanda is a great player. I like Amanda. She's done well, but Lotta's been levels above her this season. Absolutely, she has. And I don't, of course she's better than Amanda's been. Is she a better player overall? I don't know. But this season for Arsenal, Lotta's been better than Amanda. Absolutely, she has. There's no question. That's not even. We can't agree with that, can we, Andreas? That's not a fair statement, is it?
No.
No, I don't agree. Amanda is okay. She's an average defender and a good backup for us. But Lotta is in this season. Lotta is the better center back. She's solid in defense and yeah, even her game opening, the long balls she plays from the back. That's much better than what Amanda does. I'm not sure that Amanda will stay longer for us. I don't know whether her contract is 2 years, but if she considers leaving, then we could think about Dominic Janssen. But otherwise, she would be no alternative for me. She would only be in the backup role behind Leah and Lotta and Laya. So and that's what she is in Wolfsburg. Normally, Hendrik and Hegering are playing, and Janssen is the backup, and that's why she wants to leave, I think. But no, I don't see her coming back. We are settled good with Leah, Lotta, and Laya, and having Amanda as backup. That's the pecking order I see in as centre backs right now.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, I mean, I like Amanda, but Lotta is above her at this moment in time, and she has been this season definitely. So we can't agree, unfortunately, LG. Ganadan says it's an inside joke about am I watching the men's game instead of the women? Yeah, it's not good. Is it? Royston said they're not rugs. It's a new style of dartball. Anyway, yeah, they could be dartballs, couldn't they? I suppose. Yeah,
Dartballs.
Yeah, that one at the top looks a bit like a dartball. Actually, it does actually. The one at the top looks a bit like a dartball.
It does. Hanging basket. They call it hanging basket. Hanging basket.
Well, they're hanging on the wall, so they're definitely hanging something. LG says it's time for Caitlin Ford to step down to the bench. Too much playing time, but no end product. I mean, I agree. My personal choice would be the front three that played against Villa. So yeah, Caitlin Ford would be on the bench, and that would be fine. Terry says, but since the Wolfsburg game, she's been great, solid as any defender can be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even in the Wolfsburg game, she was good. She just made one mistake. That was it, out of tiredness more than anything, because it was it was a tough time, wasn't it? Terry says, I knew LG didn't have a clue about football, thanks to the mighty Super Gem beating within a cup. Well, yeah, she played her part with that penalty against Tottenham. Of course she did, and I knew you would do that. We kind of saw that coming, didn't we? I'm sure that was just a wind-up for you. I'm sure it was. Terry says, Lotta Rubenmoy, best defender in the WSL this season. Well, she's certainly one of the best, absolutely. LG says, but Dom is better than Lotta. Why do we always think our players are indispensable? No, we don't think they're indispensable, but Dom's the past and Lotta's the future. So why would we take a step back? Why would we get Dominique back and play her above Lotta and stop Lotta's progress when Dominique's had her time at Arsenal, as good as it was and as good as she is? So there you go. LG says, don't forget that as much as we blame Zins for the Everton goal in the 2-1 win, it was Lotta who switched off. She also switched off when Leicester scored. Yes, she's a defender and make mistakes. But look how brilliant she's been for the rest of the time. Of course, she's made mistakes. No one's saying she hasn't.
Everybody made
mistakes. But you name me a player that hasn't made a mistake. Leah Williams has made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
The best players in the world make mistakes. And that's not what's important is how you respond to those mistakes. It's not making mistakes. No one's going to stop mistakes. The important thing is when you make a mistake, how do you respond? Do you let it get you and affect you for the rest of the game, make more mistakes? Or do you say, actually, no, I'm going to be more focused now for the rest of the game? And that's what's happening. She's made mistakes, but she's got over those mistakes in that same game. And that's all you can do. You can't stop mistakes. It's impossible. We're human beings. The players are human beings. They're going to get things wrong. And we can't criticise them for making mistakes. What we can criticise them for is allowing those mistakes to spoil the rest of the game for them and then make more mistakes, because that is not the right way to do it. And Lotta's not done that. No. She's made mistakes and then she's recovered and she's been better. And almost like she's learned, I'm not going to do that again in this game. I'm not going to do it in the next game or the next game. And look at those mistakes. You named 2 there that she's made. Last season, you could have probably named 10, 15, and now you can name 2. That's an improvement, isn't it? Next season, you won't be able to name any. So, she's moving in the right direction, and that's all you can do. You can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Not even Stina. No, as perfect as she almost is. Even Stina's not quite perfect. She's almost, but not quite. Yeah, that's the way it is. Darren says, not looking forward to your show if both teams lose on the 31st of March. However, should the footballing God smile on us, it's going to be a hell of a show. Oh, I see that could be.
Hey,
never, couldn't it? Can we go for ages if that was to happen? But let's wait and see. LG says that I just feel we're overrating Lotta a little bit. That's
I don't think she's overrated. I don't think she's overrated. No.
I think she's been underrated for too long. And now she's playing well. She deserves to get the credit for what she's done. Is she the best defender in the world? No. She's not the best defender in the world. No. Is she England's best defender? No, of course she's not. But has she improved over the last year or so? Yes. Has she been one of the most consistent defenders in the WSL this season? Yes. That's not overrating her. That's just being honest. It's just being honest with what she's doing. So, yeah, I don't think we are overrating her. But anyway, let's see. Greg says, Lotta Wubben-Moy's last-ditch challenges this season have been superb. Exactly. They have.
Yeah, they have. Absolutely.
Exactly. Terry says, even Arteta's mum has realised that having him was a mistake. And
shut up about Mikel. Shut up.
Terry.
31 goals in 7 games.
We've had a good week. Now, of course, following the great semi-final victory on Wednesday, which we enjoyed, we had to suffer watching Chelsea win the semi-final on Thursday. I would have preferred City to have won, if I'm honest, just because I prefer watching City play to watching Chelsea play in the final, so it would have been nicer. But anyway, talking of Chelsea, and next game, this time next week, wow, it's a big one, isn't it? Now, of course, as I said earlier, I think playing at Stamford Bridge, which this game is an advantage to us. Yeah. You know, Kings Meadow is Chelsea don't lose. I know Man City won there a couple of weeks ago, but they don't lose there very often, do they? We don't have a great record there, certainly not in recent years. We barely even scored there. I think the last time we scored there was when we won 5-0, and that was like, 5-6 years ago. So I'm delighted it's at Stamford Bridge. I think, as I said, it's going to be loads and loads of Arsenal fans there all around the ground. I think we've got 6,000 tickets anyway in the away stand, and I think we're going to have 10,000 there or more anyway. So it's going to be like a home game at the Emirates, and I honestly am confident that we can get a result in this game. I really am. I think I don't think Chelsea are on top of their game. I'm not saying they're playing badly, but they're not the scary opposition they've been in the past for me. I'm not worried about. In the past, I've been worried about playing Chelsea, thinking, "Oh my God, anything could happen. We could get hammered," and we've had a few big beatings off them. But I'm not worried about playing Chelsea now. They might beat us. I'm not saying they might not beat us, but I'm not worried about playing them. I think we're in a good place. I think we've got the team to go out and get the job done, and I'm actually feeling pretty relaxed and confident. Looking forward to next Friday. Actually, I mean, Andreas, what do you feel about the game against Chelsea? If we're ever going to win away at Chelsea, it's going to be this time, surely. This is our chance, isn't it?
I agree that it's an advantage for us to play at Stamford Bridge because they are not used to play there. It's not their home soil, and they won't feel at home. And with a crowd, with attendance of, 35,000-40,000, this will be a new situation for most of the Chelsea players, not for our players. They are used to big crowds, and the last matches against Chelsea showed that we found the key, the solution how to play Chelsea, and Emma hasn't found the key how to manage Arsenal's strength or how to play Arsenal. So it's an open match. It's 50-50. Of course, we are away, but it won't feel like an away match because we have a lot of fans there. And The other thing is Chelsea has a lot of injuries right now. They are missing key players. I think it's just fair to say to mention this. They are missing Millie Bright, Sam Kerr, Mia Fischel as alternative for the attacking line. Now Myra Ramirez was subbed off with an injury. We don't know whether Brighton is okay. They have a lot of injuries. Of course, they have a big squad, and it can't be an excuse because you can only play with those players that are available. This was the situation last season for us. If we want to win against Chelsea in an away match, then the time is perfect now. And I'm not overconfident, but I think it's a 50-50 match, and we definitely we can take 1 point next week, and it's possible to take all 3 points and bring us really back in the title race. I think Chelsea is for us. Chelsea is the team we are playing better against than City. City is more dangerous. I think more threatening for us. The style they're playing. So I'm glad that we face Chelsea in the Conti Cup final, but next step is next Friday. It's a big match. Yeah.
It is, and I suppose in some ways, when you look at the league table, is a draw enough for Arsenal? Chelsea will probably take a draw, wouldn't they? Realistically, they drop a couple of points on Man City if Man City win, but I don't think Chelsea would mind a draw. I think a draw isn't really enough. We need to close that gap, don't we? We've got no other opportunity to do it ourselves. We'd have to rely on other teams beating Chelsea. And how many times is that likely to happen? So I think that the pressure on us to win more than it. I don't think a draw would be a bad result in the overall context of things. Going away to Chelsea getting a draw is a decent result, but is it enough for the context of the league table at this moment in time? I'm not convinced it is enough, unfortunately. I think we need to win. And that's not going to be easy. But as I said, I'm feeling it's a good time to be playing Chelsea away. And would we take a victory in the league game next week to the defeat? To win the cup final again. Like remember last year when we played them 2 weeks running. And is either team going to win both those games? Can we beat Chelsea 3 times in one season? These are all questions that I'm kind of asking. I want us to, obviously. I want us to win every single game, but we have to take it one at a time. This is the next game. But, I don't think a draw is enough, personally, in the context of the league. But let's see what happens. I mean, Amar, what do you expect from the game Friday? Then, obviously, it's an important game. It's a big game. It's a great opportunity playing at Stamford Bridge as well, isn't it?
Everyone says their injury list is lengthy. And, yes, you may have lost another 2 players last night, and they got the whole thing with the Samco court case and all that. With the manager they've got, as they've described in the past, the mentality monster, just find a way. That's the annoying thing about them. It's been so consistent the last few years. They know how to win these big games, no matter whatever is thrown at them, what adversity. It reminds me of I don't know, who else could I use as a comparison, who's had so much adversity thrown at them. For example, I'll give you an example. How many times for example, we mentioned him on the show recently, Novak Djokovic, when he's played Roger Federer in the past, how many pro Federer fans have they been against him? He's managed to silence them. He's coped with more adversity in his career than probably most tennis players have, I would say. And it's the same with Chelsea. Okay, maybe you don't like the club or what they stand for, but you just have to admire what Emirates has been able to do. To get the recruitment has been sensational. The attitude has been first class, and they always seem to find a way. That's why they are the gold standard. That's why Chelsea's had so much success. It's very rare for them to see what we saw in December, we saw in the League Cup final last year, is what you can do is if you roll your sleeves up and show that you're ready to go toe-to-toe with them. Sorry, just give me one second. Sorry, my phone's going off. Give me 1 second.
It's a busy man.
It's the room service, isn't it? It's room service, that's what it is. Room service has turned up for Amar.
Sorry, I'm back. As I was saying, no one's showing it, but we can show. As the last 2 games we showed in the League Cup final, we go toe to toe with them. So we can see what they tend to crumble under pressure. And even if you sit in a bit, look what Man City did in Kingsmeadow recently. They sat in. They forced Chelsea to come, and really until the end, it wasn't until the end Kiara Keating had to make saves. So okay, Hannah Hampton's been a superb for them, and Natalie Bjorn's improved their defence. But let's see. I mean, of course, they've still got Lauren James, who of course plays really well at Stamford Bridge, and their home record is fantastic. We haven't scored there since Kelly van der Donk scored there in, I think it was October 2019. But if we can go there with the same attitude, we'll have Chloe Lacasse and Emily Fox back as well, which is crucial for us. And yeah, I think we certainly can go there and show we can go toe to toe with them, and capable of getting a result. As for score prediction, it's a tricky one. A draw, it's a tough one, but I'm feeling confident about where we're playing. They'll have to Everton in the FA Cup before then. We're in good form. I think we can go there and sneak a 2-1.
Well, we would love a 2-1. We'd love any victory, will do, won't it? Absolutely, it would. LG backs up your point. There says last time we scored at Kings Meadow was 1920. Indeed, that's right. Yeah, I sort of forgot about that one, because I mean that's pretty important, isn't it? We've scored one goal at Kings Meadow in what? If you look at the 2 seasons before, we won 5-0. So that's what in eight visits or so we scored one goal. That's not great, is it? So I'm glad we're not playing at Kings Meadow. That's a big, massive advantage to us. Lucy says there such good points from Andreas. Of course, Andreas always makes such good points. That's why we love him on the show. Greg says, we know Chelsea don't like playing us. We're too strong and physical for them. The last couple of seasons, we've done a lot better, haven't we, against them? We've beaten them a few times. In a cup final, we beat them at the Emirates a couple of times. So, we're getting the upper hand over them. So, I'm looking forward to the next couple of games. Terry says, Arsenal will score goals against Salty FC as long as we don't do a City and hit every shot against one of them. Well, yeah. And here we go. I said Arsenal would score. Look, Royston says Arsenal under 21s, 1-1, 90th minute equaliser. You got to love a 90th minute equaliser against Spurs. Brilliant. We should be beating them, of course. So it's a bad result, really. But anyway, we'll take a draw. Greg says our 11 are stronger than their 12. It depends who their 12th one is, doesn't it? Or who the 12th one is. If it's their favourite referee, then we're in trouble, aren't we? We'll have to see. LG says, I think a draw won't be enough for us. I definitely don't think it will. Assuming Man City win their game, we'll be 5 points behind them if we draw. So it's a must win. Absolutely, I agree. A draw is not enough for us. No, I don't. It's probably not enough at Chelsea, actually, when you look at it, because they've got to try and. We've got to play Man City as well, so we'll see. Terry says, spot on, Greg, with both points. Gunnar Dan says, wait for it. He's about to say our 10 men's players are better than 11. Yeah, probably, yeah. He probably will do. Terry, are you going to watch the Chelsea game?
I'm going to go.
Or are you got anything else to do, like wash your hair or watch EastEnders?
I don't want. Okay, let me respond. I don't watch EastEnders. I never have, never will. I don't watch soap. The only soap I'm interested in is bath soap. And when it goes to washing my hair, no, I'll be traveling back from work. I'll finish at like 6:15, and I'll be home in time. You can be assured of that. You can be sure.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We not. You can't miss any more games, can you? That's not good, is it? Really? But no, I mean next Friday is going to be winning score prediction. I mean, Amar's gone 2-1. Andreas, what's your score prediction for Chelsea?
I'm going with a draw. I know we need to win. I say it will be 1-1. The goal difference is another problem in the league table. So you're right. A draw is not enough for us. But I would prefer winning the Conti Cup and then the league. I don't think we will win the league. Of course, if we do so, I will be extremely happy. But I think our chance to win a trophy is the Conti Cup, and taking a draw next week would be good for our self-confidence for the cup. But I can't see us winning there. It would be fantastic. Let's see. 1-1.
Well, I mean, 1-1 will be all right, won't it? I suppose. Galadad's gone 2-1 to Arsenal as well. We'll take that. Greg's quite optimistic.
4-1.
Only 4-1.
4-1 like at the Emirates.
He's doing a Terry.
Actually, where's Terry put his prediction? There we go. Terry says, I'm worried about the Salty FC game. I think we're going to struggle to win 5-1. It'll be 3-1 easy. It's the other 2 goals I'm worried about. Well, I don't know. LG says, I'm not ready for the stress of March the 31st.
Oh, don't worry. Focus on
Day.
Brentford first. We're going to blow Brentford and
Yeah, no, you're right.
first.
It's going to be an exciting day, though, isn't it? What an exciting day it's going to be. Wow. And of course, Amar's only going to enjoy the men's game because he doesn't want to watch the women's game, does he? Obviously. So you go.
Oh, we'll see. I might still calm. I'm not decided yet.
Terry's gone. Andreas has turned into Matt. Yeah, but Matt was good because every time Matt predicted we were going to lose, we won, didn't we? So that was fine. We don't mind that, do we? Lucy says 1-0 to Arsenal. Well, wouldn't we love a 1-0 to the Arsenal? That'd be good, wouldn't it? Against Chelsea, we'd love that. LG says, sadly, Andreas, you're right. As much as we want to be optimistic, we've got to be realistic. Yes, I suppose we have really. I guess you're right. But see, I actually think we can win because it's at Stamford Bridge. I actually think we can win. I really do. You know, we're used to playing in front of big stadiums now. We're used to playing in front of bigger crowds. Chelsea aren't. I think we've got the advantage there. Honestly, I really do. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Of course, it's not. But I think we can do it. And although Chelsea aren't playing well, you know, to win 1-0 away at Man City last night is a good result. The Man City don't lose too often. To go there and win was a decent result. But I think we can go there. I think we're going to win. I do. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0 to Arsenal. Ooh. I think we'll get a goal reasonably early, maybe 10, 15 minutes. I think Chelsea will pepper the goal for a bit. We'll have to defend quite well. And then I think late on, when the counter-attack, we'll get a second one in front of those 6,000 Arsenal fans. And everyone will go mad and it'll be brilliant. And, you know, poor old Emma will be, you know, not very happy with life. And she'll find someone to blame that won't be herself, probably. But we don't care. It's going to be good. Lucky says, all jokes aside, it'll be a much different from that at the Emirates. Just like our most thought they'd lose to City yesterday. Let's hold our horses, please. No, I mean, we're not getting too excited, but no, we are actually. No, we are. We are getting too excited. It won't be the same as the Emirates, but it's going to be similar, isn't it? Because it's at the big stadium. And I do think that favours us. Massively think that favours us. I really do. And I think it's going to be a different game to normal. Royston says, he said the same when Arsenal won 2-0 at Anfield. No, they did. Absolutely, they did. No one gave us any chance, did they? So I think we're right. Terry says, yes, I agree with Andreas and LG. It's a 4-1 then. So we'll see. Darren says, 24 will be back 2-0 to the Arsenal. Have faith. Yeah, Chloe Lacasse, of course. Yeah, we'll be back. Whether she'll start, probably not, but doesn't matter. She's a great player. Yeah, I'm going 2-0 actually, though. Yeah, I'm going 2-0 definitely. And I'm confident that we can win that game. It's going to be exciting, isn't it? We're looking forward to that. So, yeah, what a big week it is. It's been a big week already. We've beaten Tottenham in the North London derby. We've reached the Continental Cup final. We've got a weekend off, so we can put our feet up and have a bit of a rest. And of course, next Friday we travel to Stamford Bridge. That is going to be a great game. We are really looking forward to that. I think it's a 7:00 kickoff, isn't it, or something stupid? It's early, isn't it?
It's on Sky, I believe.
Yeah, so it's an early kickoff as well, which isn't ideal. But anyway, it's going to be good. So we look forward. We look forward to that. Of course, what a great game that is. And of course, it is going to be the warm up for the cup final, isn't it? As well as last season, we had a warm up away at Chelsea. So let's why not beat them 3 times in a season? We can do it. Yeah, of course we can. Lucy says, do we think Stina will start against Chelsea? Hope so. Well, I hope so. Do I think she will? See, it's a tough one, isn't it? It is a tough one. I would go with the same 3 that started, the front 3 that started against Aston Villa. I'd have Beth, Stina and Russo. That's what I would pick. Will Jonas do it? I don't know. What do you think, Andreas? Do you think Stina will start against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge? It's not a low block team, so I think she might.
I would start her because I think for the counter-attacks, she would be perfect. And of course, Chelsea plays at home. They must try to dominate the match. So this will open spaces for us for counter-attacks. And then we need a player like Stina who makes the runs in the spaces in defense. But I don't think Jonas will start her. He sees it different, and he will start with Caitlin, Leslie, and Beth in the front line. I think, as far as I know, Jonas, I would start Stina and try with Stina and Leslie, just because the Chelsea defense is not as solid as it was in the last seasons with Millie. Of course, Natalie Byrne is doing very well there, but Jess Carter is making mistakes. We saw it in the match against City. Yeah, Perisay makes mistakes. It's Niam Charles. We know how many problems she had with Beth. Yeah, I would start Stina for the counterattacks, for her pace and everything. Yeah, let's take this risk and show that we want to win.
Absolutely.
And not we want to see what Chelsea is doing and react. No, we have to act. We have to show we're going there to win. And maybe I will be wrong with my draw and will be extremely happy if we win. Yeah, then I will be extremely happy and not only say congratulations to the team, but also to all of you who said that we are winning.
Well, we want to hope that we're right as well, but I would start Stina 100%. I would start Stina in every game, but I think she's the best attacker. I think she's the best attacker that we've got, the best goal scorer that we've got. She's our top goal scorer. You start your top goal scorer. That's how you win games. You start your top goal scorer. So I would start her, but I agree. I'm not convinced Jonas will. I think he'll revert to type, and that will be Beth, Leslie, and Caitlin. That's what I think he'll play. But Lucy says the same. What a trio. Yeah, it's a great trio. I will stick with it because it worked. It looks like it will work. So why change it when it's working? Why do that? There's no need to change it, is there? LG says there, I think if we bring our A game, I think we will because we are the best team when we play to the max. But as you alluded to earlier, we never seem to turn up consistently. That's the problem. It is doing it consistently. Yeah, you're right. I think on our day, we're the best team. And I don't think there's any doubt about that. Darren says there, Jonas out if Stina isn't a starter. I mean, that's a little bit extreme. I mean, I'll be upset if Stina doesn't start. But, if Stina doesn't start and we win, I'll be happy enough, I suppose. But, yeah, she should be starting, absolutely. Greg says, Russo showed how vulnerable Chelsea's defences last time. Yeah, exactly, she did, yeah. She ran riot. So she'll definitely start. I don't have a doubt about that. Terry says, if Jonas drops Stina unless injured, he needs to go at the end of the season. Hopefully share a one-way.
Talking about Mikel. Not comparing to Mikel.
Oh dear. I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Darren said it was tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, we know it was tongue-in-cheek. But no, I mean, Stina can't do any more. She got to start the other night. Scored a hat-trick in a cup semi-final. She's a big game player, Stina. Last season, she scored quarter-final, semi-final, both legs of the Champions League. She scored semi-final and final in a Continental Cup. She's a big game player. You play her in the big games. That's what you've got to do. And I think if he does that, it'll pay off. I really think it will. Play both of them. Don't play one or the other. Play both of them, as he did the other night. And I think that's the way forward. I think that's how we'll win the game. That's how I think we'll win the game. Do you think he'll start Stina, Emma, or not? Do you think it would be brave?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me in a way. Let's see anyway. I'd love to see, but then you've got Chloe and Emily coming back. Yeah. But Laura fit in when she comes back? She's not fit yet, but no, I'd love to see them restart. And they've got a whole week to prepare for them. So, yeah, the fact that we have so much time off maybe convince her to start her, but we'll see. It's a difficult one to tell, but I think I'm with you. I'll probably start with Caitlin up front.
Yeah, I think he will. And I'll be disappointed, but if we win, we'll take it, of course. Lucky says also, I think a few other games this next one of games issues was absolutely. It's going to define our season, isn't it? We've got Chelsea in the league, we've got Villa away, then we've got the cup final. Then Man City's not long after that, is it? So yeah, it's all happening. It's what we want. We want to see these big games, don't we? But we want to be winning them, don't we? Greg says Stina, Russo, Lacasta start. Chelsea's defence wouldn't have a chance. Ooh. He's not going to drop Beth. He's not going to leave Beth out when Chloe's just been away with Canada. I can't see that. Terry says the thing with Stina, she brings that buzz that she's going to score every game. Yeah, she does. Yeah, every time she gets the ball in behind it, she causes defensive problems, don't she? Darren says, Emma, I'll tell you off the Barcelona, so you'll not have to defend him next season. Let's hope so, mate. I'll be praying.
Come on, man. He's the future. He's got another 10 years at Arsenal, man. Let's have another 10 years.
Oh, my God. The next 10 years. No manager gets 10 years, do they? Unless they're Pep and wins things. He's not going to get 10 years finishing second, is he? Come on.
Pop got 9 years. Pop got 9 years. It took him 5 years to win the league. But
he won the Champions League in the meantime while he was waiting. He won the League Cup in the meantime while he was waiting. You know what I mean? What's Arteta doing while he's waiting? Nothing.
Arteta got us back in the Champions League. He got us back in the Champions League. So
and he's going to get us knocked out of it on Tuesday night, probably.
No, we won't lose to Porto. We're not going to lose to Porto. No chance. No chance.
We did lose to Porto already. We've already lost to Porto.
That was like the worst performance you've seen in about 100 games from us. But anyway.
So we can produce another one, probably. It's possible. It's possible.
We wouldn't want to go to Barca.
We beat Porto 5-0 like we did last time we played them.
I think we could beat. Look, we got 31 goals. 31 goals, man. Honestly.
Yeah, but you look at some of those. You look at them teams that we played. Crystal Palace are terrible. Burnley are terrible. West Ham are terrible. You know,
you can only beat what's put in front of you, man.
Liverpool scored at least 5 against Sheffield United.
3-1 against Liverpool. Yeah. Okay.
Well, come on, we didn't. We were fortunate to win that.
Anyway, we just got to say it's a good time to be an Arsenal fan right now, and whatever happens.
It's a good time. It's a great time to be an Arsenal fan, and we're loving it. But ultimately, we want to look to the long-term future, and it isn't where it is at the minute. But anyway, let's listen to what does Arteta think of it all.
It's a disgrace. It's embarrassing.
There we go. Can't we argue with that, can we? You don't argue with Mikel Arteta. He knows what he's doing. Anyway, that's for another show. Anyway, the Mikel Arteta stuff goes on tomorrow when the Arsenal men's game's on against Brentford tomorrow night. So we'll be talking about that. And I'm sure if we don't win that game, and of course we'll all be saying Arteta out, and rightly so. If we win the game 5-6-0, then we'll be happy and saying Arteta should last forever, and we should never sack him because that's the life of a football fan, isn't it? That is the way it goes. LG says Arteta took 4 years to get Arsenal back into the Champions League.
Yeah, but come on.
And thank you, LG. See, LG knows what you're talking about as well. We agree with LG there. He's right. Terry says, Shaw yesterday tore Buddy Shaw, yes. Tore sort of FC defence apart with her movements. They lost, though, didn't they? That's the only unfortunate thing. They did lose. Greg says it's always this is a comment of the night for me. It's always a good time to be an Arsenal fan. That is so true. No matter what the results on the pitch are, you know, every day at work I've got my Arsenal cup that I have my cup of tea in, and I'm proud of my Arsenal cup. Arsenal can lose 5-0 every week, and we're still Arsenal, aren't we? And you're right. It's always a good. It's always a good time to be an Arsenal fan, absolutely. But just the last few weeks have been even better. It's been an even better time. But yeah, you're right, absolutely. That's the comment of the night for me. Well done, Greg. We totally agree with that. Brilliant. Anyway, before we go, we've got something special for you. You might be on holiday, you might have been away, you might have not done this for a while, but it is back. Amar is back. He's going to test our brains tonight on a Friday before we go. And it's going to be a good one because he's had about 6 months to prepare for it. So we expect some miracles. It's going to be good.
So Andreas says, I'll be happy any day. If it's any good as Andreas, I'll be happy, mate. Honestly.
Well, I'm sure it will. Hit us with your latest question. It's going to be good. We're looking forward
to it. So Arsenal in midweek, Arsenal reached their 10th Conti Cup final. In the previous 9, they scored 15 goals and conceded only 5. Beth England, Sam Kerr, and Izzy Christensen. Who's the only other player to have scored against Arsenal in a League Cup final?
Is she still active? Still playing?
Yeah, she's an active player. Very much so.
It was that Man City final, weren't it?
Nope. So Izzy Christensen. Yeah, but that was Izzy Christensen.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
Izzy Christensen.
The penalty shootout doesn't count, does it? The penalty shootout doesn't count, does it?
So Izzy Christensen, Sam Kerr, Beth England. Only one other player scored against Arsenal in the League Cup final. Who is it?
Oh my days! And they're still playing now.
Yep, still very much an active player now. Currently, yeah.
I think it was a cup final that we won then. And it had been someone who was a young player at the time.
And one other player.
Oh, this is a good question, actually. I was sure it was Man City. I was sure it was a Man City player.
Hopefully it's not Man City. Darren Wells has already given up.
When we lost to Chelsea, Beth England scored both the goals. I was at that game. That was so frustrating. We were all over them then, weren't we? We should have scored about 5 goals in that game, and then they scored in the last minute, didn't they? Beth England.
And Katrin Berger had a blinder from what I remember in that game as well.
Yeah, she did. Well, when she wasn't falling over pretending to be injured every 5 minutes.
Yes, Scarlett Dan, I get them stumped quite often.
LG says, I know Beth England scored the winner in the 2020 final, but I can't remember if she scored a brace. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she got the first goal as well in that game. Leah Williamson scored for Arsenal, actually.
Give us a clue.
Right, come on.
Well, you've actually given yourself a clue already. Andrea said she's still an active player, but I'm not going to give you much more than that.
Is she playing in the WSL or is she playing abroad?
She's playing in the WSL.
Right, okay.
That's all about. That's how many clues I'm giving, but I don't know any more than you'll probably
She's still playing in the WSL.
You're playing in the WSL.
I'm trying to think of the finals before 2020. We played Man City twice, didn't we? We lost on penalties. That was 0-0.
That was in Bramall Lane in 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at that one. They beat us in the one before that, didn't they? We beat them under Joe, didn't we? In the
Correct.
final.
That was when Viv scored in the 2018 final at Wickham.
Oh man, I'm just trying to think of all the finals before that. I can think of the last 4 or 5. I can't think too many further back than that. Did we beat? No. Did we beat Birmingham in one of the finals? Birmingham, Bristol, maybe someone like that, wasn't it?
Possibly.
Who played for them?
I think it might have been Bristol Academy or somebody, and it was like, did we not win like 3-2 or something? Or some player scored 2, something like that, wasn't it? That would be what it was.
We beat the now defunct Notts County in 2015 3-0.
Yeah, Notts County we did. Yeah,
I
did think of Notts County at first, but I knew they didn't score.
We also beat, I think it was Lincoln as well. Lincoln now defunct as well.
We probably beat Doncaster Bells and all at one point years ago when they were still going.
We beaten City, we beat Chelsea, we beaten Notts County, we beat Lincoln.
We beat Man City.
You were on the right track when you said.
Yeah, but who was playing for them? This player must have been very young when she scored.
Rachel Furness, she's got a few goals.
Oh, you're not very far away. Not far away. Mm-hmm.
Is it a player replacement? Is it a player replaced for Liverpool now?
Not Liverpool, but in the right part of the country.
Everton.
Not Everton.
We're in the right part of the country. There's only Liverpool and Everton. They're the only 2 clubs in that part of the country.
What are the clubs in the northwest? Come on, mate.
Was it
Yeah, but
Nikita
Liverpool and
Paris?
Everton are not the Northwest, are they? Liverpool and Everton are a little
Well,
country.
Merseyside, yeah, Merseyside, but fine.
Was it Nikita Paris when she was playing for City?
No, it's not
No.
Nikita Paris.
That's a good shout.
Not a bad shout, but it wasn't Nikita Paris.
I think it might be a Man United player then.
Okay, well, if you're stumped, though, you're along the right lines. I'll give you a clue. She currently plays for Manchester United.
Yeah, we kind of figured that one out.
LG's
gone Rachel Williams. That's
Rachel Williams. Well played.
Rachel Williams.
Williams.
Oh.
Birmingham 2011.
Okay. 2011.
2011. That's the other time we've conceded a goal in a Conti Cup final. 2011. Well done, LG. That's a great shot.
Rachel Williams. There we go. Good old Rachel Williams.
There you go.
She's still popping up with goals, ain't she, Rachel? Good bless her.
Yeah, the box in the box, as they call her, isn't it? What they call her.
Yeah, she's done well. LG says, I remember the 2020 final very well. I was disappointed, but Watford beat Liverpool 3-0 later that night because our invisible record was under threat, so it was a bittersweet. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember. What I remember about the 2020 final, apart from the fact, obviously, that we dominated Chelsea for the whole game and should have won about 8-0, was how cold it was. It was absolutely freezing.
It was Nottingham in February. I was on the way back from Vietnam. I remember it as well.
Yeah, we were driving back after the game, listening to the Watford-Liverpool game on the radio, which was quite exciting because obviously Watford beat them, which was good. But yeah, I remember that. It was
Rachel Williams. Rachel Williams.
Good, well done, LG. I mean, we were kind of getting, we were getting towards the right answer, I suppose. But anyway, I got Rachel right. Anyway, just the wrong way.
It's a bit unlucky there, yeah.
But yeah, I was just thinking of players in the WSL that would have been older players now, probably were young when we might have played against them in a couple of years. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking about.
No, but good show.
That was a good question. I enjoyed that. That was really good. Darren gave up quite easily there. Come on, Darren, don't give up that quickly. You got to at least give it a try first. You have a few guesses at least. Anyway. LG says there, the same applies to Arteta. What Rich said earlier, when the pieces don't come together, we lose. That's why Klopp and Pep have the upper hand.
Coop and Pepe. I agree. Coop and Pepe.
I agree with you, actually. And I think it's right. When Arsenal play well, we win. It's when we don't play well that we have problems. When it doesn't come together, it's the same with the men and the women. I agree with that, 100%.
It's almost as if that Fulham defeat never happened. But anyway,
it's almost as though what never happened.
It was as much as if that Fulham defeat just after Christmas never happened.
Well, it did happen, and then we lost to West Ham before that as well. We lost a load of games this season.
That's what I
will say this, right? I will say this, right? That Liverpool this season have played 42 games. Now they've only lost 3 in all competitions. That is, they've lost. We've lost about 6 or 7. That's the difference. Man City have lost 3 games. I think 4 games.
Arsenal's only defeats this season have come against Fulham and West Ham. Newcastle was and Aston Villa. Both of those we were helped by.
No, but we've lost twice in the Champions League as well. So that's 6 defeats. We've lost in the League Cup. That's 7 defeats. We've lost in the FA Cup. That's 8 defeats. Liverpool have lost 3 games in all competitions. All competitions they've lost 3 games, and you expect we're going to beat them for the league title? Come on. 2 of their games. One of their defeats was that Tottenham game where they were robbed by the referee. One of them was when they gifted us 2 goals when we beat them. And the other one was
we gifted them 2 goals. Yeah, but you still got to beat them.
3 games they've lost. We've lost 9. They've lost 3. Come on, Man City have lost 4 games.
They've been playing in the Europa. Man City had the easiest Champions League group ever, honestly.
It wasn't easier than ours, and we still managed to lose a game in it.
Yeah, no, Darren's right. This is a women's chat. Let's just wait till the end of the season. I'm happy to
wait till the end of the season. We're finishing third. We're finishing third. That's it. Darren says, I was furiously searching on Google. I didn't really give up. It didn't work though, did it, Darren? Because you didn't get the answer right, did you?
We're going.
Greg says there. Being a Gooner, we take the rough with the smooth, but we're always there next year.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to take the rough with the smooth. Exactly, we do. That's what it's about, isn't it? But I'm kind of sick of the rough now. I want a bit of smooth. It'd be nice to get some smooth, wouldn't it? We've had plenty of rough, haven't we, the last few years?
We want West Ham and Lons, Porto, West Ham, and who's the other team we've lost to this season? Lons, Porto.
I just named them all. We've lost 8 or 9 games. Too many. You can't afford to lose that many games because we'll end up losing
West Ham twice, Liverpool, yeah. West Ham twice, Liverpool, Fulham, Lons, Porto. That's about 6 or 7, but that's not terrible.
It's 8. We've lost 8 games. We've lost 2 in the Champions League. We've lost the League Cup, the FA Cup. That's 4. Plus 4 in the Premier League. That's 8 games. We've lost 8 games. Liverpool have lost 3 out of 42. 3 games in 42 Liverpool have lost.
They've been playing in the Europa League, let's not forget as well.
So did we and got knocked out last season under Arteta. You're God. He lost us in the Europa League. So come on.
Europa League is second rate, man. Second rate. Honestly.
Well, we couldn't even win that, though, could we? He couldn't even win that, could he? Second rate tournament and he couldn't even win it. That's how good he is. That's how good he is. You couldn't even win a second rate.
One difference, man. Declan Rice. Declan Rice has been the difference, man. Honestly, that's right.
We've still lost 8 games that Declan Rice has played in.
Let's concentrate on the women's team.
Yes, that's right. Let's concentrate. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're getting a bit carried away, but I'm right.
Sorry, Darren. Sorry, you're right. Hey, no taxi for me. No taxi.
Should we kick him out, Darren? Should we kick him out of the show? Should we? If he keeps saying Arteta's, we have to.
I'll be happily. If you kick me, I'll be a good exit, man. It'll be a good exit. Yeah.
Anyway, this has been the Arsenal Women's Show, believe it or not. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it has been. And it's been a great week because we've beaten Tottenham, which is always good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Stina scored a hat-trick. We're in a cup final. I've got my tickets. Andreas has got his tickets. Amar's got to get his tickets. We'll be very disappointed if he doesn't.
I'm going to win them. I'm going to win my way in.
Well, whatever you do, just get there. It doesn't matter if you win your way in or you've got to pay and buy the tickets. Sitting in Chelsea and whatever you do, it doesn't matter. So that's going to be good. We're looking forward to that. 31st of March, Easter Sunday. What a time to be alive. Easter weekend. We are going to Wolverhampton. We're going on Good Friday. We're staying all the weekend. We're going to do a Wolverhampton park run on the Saturday. Yeah. We're going to do loads of great stuff in Wolverhampton. And we're going to go to the game and we're going to come back on Easter Monday. And it's going to be the greatest Easter ever. We're not going to bother with Easter eggs. We're just going to watch Arsenal win a cup. That is what you need for Easter. Forget anything else. Greg says, if we win the league next season, you'll want Jonas for the men's team. Yeah, I'd have him for the men's team now. But anyway, so now Easter's going to be good, isn't it? But before then, we play Chelsea next Friday. Wow, what a game that is going to be. Tense and exciting, but it's going to be good. We're going to win. We all agree now. We're going to. Even Andreas has come around to the idea that we're going to win. And it's going to be great. So because of that, of course, it means we don't have a show next. Well, we don't have this show next Friday. I'll of course be doing the game. Kicks off at 7 o'clock, so I'll be at 6:45. So join me for that. I'm going to have to rush me everything next Friday. It's going to be mad because I'm finishing work late now, which is not easy. But anyway, Terry says, "Don't worry, Amar. I'll text you the cup final result." Yeah, I'm sure you'll keep track of it from wherever it is.
I'll watch it somewhere or wherever.
But yeah, it's going to be a good next Friday, isn't it? So join me for that. It's a shame we can't have the show, but we'll just have to pack in extra stuff the week after, won't we? When we'll be back, talk about the Chelsea game. Obviously, it's Villa away the week after as well, isn't it, in the WSL? So that's going to be good. So yeah, we look forward to all that. But don't forget, I'm back tomorrow. Of course, it is the men's team I'm playing against Brentford. Ivan Toney's returning to the Emirates where he scored, of course, last season, if you remember. So we look forward to that game. It's going to be good, I'm sure. That's 5:30 kickoff, so I'll be at 5:15 for that. So join me for that. That is going to be good, and I'm sure we'll do something during the week as well. We'll probably have a match review show, the Brentford game with Neil and with Lee and all that kind of stuff as well. So loads of great stuff coming up on the channel as always. Thank you for watching tonight, guys. It's been great. Your comments in the chat tonight were absolutely brilliant again. The comments every week get better and better. We're getting some new people turning up in the chat. Darren, I don't think you've been in the chat before.
Lucy,
we made Lucy as well. Lucy. Great to see Lucy in and everybody else. It's been great. Lucky's always in with us. Obviously, Greg. The usuals are in, aren't they? Greg and LG and everybody else. Terry, of course. Royston was back. I've seen Royston for a while, so good to see Royston back as well. So we've had some great chats tonight, which is great to see, as always. Good to see you back with us. Darren says, cheers, lads. Good show. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to tune in again. We're every Friday, but we won't be doing this. I'll be here Friday. Darren says, it's the second time you've watched it. Okay, good. We couldn't even come back, you see. You didn't just watch it once and decide once was enough. You've come back for a second go, which is good. So we're pleased to have you back with us. Thanks to Andreas, of course, back. And I say back. We had a few problems at the beginning, didn't we? Sound-wise and stuff like that. But we got it sorted and we got Andreas on the show. Good to see you again. Have you enjoyed the show?
Yeah, of course. I was fighting with the techniques at the beginning, and unfortunately only via mobile. But yeah, it's worth every effort to be in the show. I like to discuss all these things with you guys, but also with our viewers. The comments, yeah, it's just great, and Yeah, as LG or who was it said, it's always a good time to be an Arsenal fan, and yeah,
Yeah.
therefore we enjoy every time and every match to discuss, and yeah, it's always exciting. So great show again for me, and looking forward to everything that's coming.
Yeah,
exactly. Some big days to come and nights to come, I'm sure, over the rest of this season. In the next few weeks, it's going to be fantastic, isn't it? We're looking forward to it all. And Emma, good to see you with your dartboard behind you and stuff like that. You know, looking quite. You're looking well in the sun and stuff like that, which is good.
It's too hot here, man. It's too hot. But you guys have been red hot as ever. And yeah, I'm flying back tomorrow, so I'll be back in London on Sunday morning. And yeah, looking forward to Chelsea game. Nice fixture spread out now, and hopefully you can see our team win multiple bits of silverware this season. Whatever happens, as you say, you can't love you. We love this club. The fans are great, and that's what makes this club great. And then we can talk about them in this way every week. So yeah, no, bring it on. I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, next week's going to be great, isn't it? Terry says, great show again tonight. Well done, chat. But not everyone has hit the like button. Well, yeah, hit the like button. Why not? Greg says, great show.
Hey, this is a show.
Go and find the shirt now. Yeah, well, it's hot over there, Greg, isn't it? We're sitting here freezing to death because it's like the middle of winter still. And, MRC
29, Emily. 29.
Too hot.
29.
Well, it's about 6 degrees. 5 degrees here. It is 5 degrees. Think about that. It's 5 degrees, Omar, and you're sitting there in 29 degrees. We've got 5 degrees. You know,
it's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair. You're right, Andreas. It's not fair at all, is it? It's not fair at all. We just don't like it. It's no good. But we might get some nice weather one day. Hopefully, it'll be nice and sunny on the 31st of March in Wolverhampton. Anyway, we hope so.
Yeah.
Darren says, "Where is Omar? Where are you, Omar? Tell everyone where you are."
Dominican Republic.
Wow, there you go, Dominican Republic. What time is it over there now?
It's 25 to 6 in the evening. It's about 4 hours behind you.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. Dominican Republic. It's obviously hotter than it is in England because it's freezing here.
Boiling.
We might get... See, global warming's great, isn't it? Because we don't get any, and Amar gets it all. What can you do? I'll just have to wear my woolly hat tomorrow, no doubt.
Yeah.
And Amar's there in his vest and that, enjoying the sunshine, you know. But anyway, what can you do? What can you do? Life's not fair, is it? But there you go. Terry says, "Night, Greg, Dan, Darren, even LG for knocking Super Gen." Yeah, well, Super Gen. There you go. Gunnar Dan says, "You need muscles for that shirt." He says, "Yeah, you do. You need muscles." Good stuff. Look at them guns. Get them guns out. That's what you need. Good stuff. It's all happened tonight. Let's be honest. It's all gone on tonight on the show, hasn't it? It's been great.
Yeah.
I hope you've all enjoyed it as much as we have, which is good. So yeah, join me tomorrow night, of course, for the men's game against Brentford, 5:15. I'll be here for that one. I hate the 5:30 kickoffs, but anyway, we'll suffer it and it'll be good, I'm sure. So join me for that. That's going to be good fun. And of course, next Friday, the game against Chelsea. Wow, that is. Oh, of course, no, Tuesday night, Champions League. Don't let me forget Champions League on Tuesday.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I'll be here for that one. At least that kicks off at 8 o'clock, so it gives me a bit more time to get prepared and be ready. So that'll be good on Tuesday. Wow, what a week. What a week. We've just had one good week. Look at this week. You know, we've got Brentford tomorrow, we've got the Champions League, and then Arsenal women play Chelsea on Friday. Wow. What more do you want in life, honestly? You can go and visit hot countries like the Dominican Republic. You can sit in the sun. But what is better than watching Arsenal play these great games over the last few weeks in the freezing cold? What more could you want in life? Come on, it's all happening, isn't it? Terry says, "You must be doing well with the women."
Look at this.
He's got a what are you about? That is a great tan, by the way. It's good. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. We will see. We won't see you next week on the show. Of course, that'll be the week after. But we'll be here for all the great games this week. Well, I'm excited for it already. What a week it's going to be. And we might get some sunshine as well. Who knows? And Emma's back in the country, so hopefully you'll bring the sun with him. Yeah. Put it in your suit, bring it back so we can have some. That'd be nice. In the next few weeks, we'd good to get some, wouldn't it? Anyway, this has been the Arsenal Women's Show, and it's been good fun. Thank you to Andreas, of course, and his mobile phone to save the day. Thank you to Amar as well with his what are they? The little weavings behind you, which were quite entertaining. I quite like them actually. They look quite cool actually. The bar hanging baskets. That's it. The hanging baskets for the Dominican Republic. So if you go to the Dominican Republic, make sure you get some. Bring some back. Bring one back. Take one off the wall. Bring it back. Put it in your suitcase. Bring it back, and you can show us on the show next time. Next time, show us on the show. That'll be good. We look forward to that. That'll be good. LG says Arsenal 1, Porto 1. I won't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked either. I would not be shocked either, but I do think we'll win. Greg says, night to everyone. Got to pay the missus some attention now. Well, you could do, couldn't you? But, it's Friday, isn't it? It's time to put your feet up, mate. That's what you got to do. Get the beer out, put your feet up, enjoy yourself. And because the weekend starts now. The weekend can officially start now. Of course, I say it's a big week. Wow, I need to get some sleep because I've got a big week ahead. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And hopefully you'll join us here for it all because it's going to be great. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks to Andreas. Thanks to Amar. Thanks to all you guys in the chat tonight. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Everyone who's been watching this show, it's really grown this season, actually. The audience for this show has grown this season. I think it's because of Andreas's blogs, if I'm honest. I think people are seeing those blogs and wanting to get involved. Definitely they are. That's been the reason. So, yeah, thank you to Andreas for doing them. And of course, what we'll do is when we're at the cup final, we'll do one together, won't we? I'll do some stuff. Andreas will do some stuff. We'll put it all together. It'll be great. So that'll be good as well. So yeah, join me tomorrow for the men's game. I will see you soon. See you later, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. And of course, it's been a good night. Come on, you Gunners. Let's keep this going. It's been a great few weeks, hasn't it? What a time to be alive. Speak to you later, guys. Take it easy. Thanks.
Bye.